What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at some saps and some blackjacks. The saps are all American made. The blackjacks are also American made, but they're mass produced. And we're going to take some time to not only weigh these things and talk about them, but also talk about carrying them, using them, and whatnot. So this is a 6-center that is unsprung, meaning there is no spring steel. There's just a rod in there of some kind. If I flub any of this verbiage and you're like a nut, an avid collector, please forgive me. Let's see how. Okay, so that's 5.5 ounces. This has got spring in it. 5.5. This is 7 inches. Sprung. These were molded lead. This is lead shot. That's 10. And then the biggest, about 11 ounces. These are all from the same guy, and it is, his Etsy is Adness Leather Canada, and I'll link him down below. The reason that, and these two are from Etsy as well, the reason that I was getting them from Etsy is I wanted to see the quality and the character of the saps or blackjacks, if I could find any. On Etsy, there's a couple people on there that make them. The 3 that I know of are represented here. Adness Leather does this style. He right now is only doing 7 and 8 inches with the shot. I got 2. I was lucky enough to get 2 of the smaller ones. Wasn't sure how I felt about the unsprung piece of steel, but I actually like it quite a bit. It's just, if you were to hit somebody with these things, I mean, it is what it is. That's like literal, like lead molded up. It's a little bit light for some people, and I do get that, but this idea that somebody like me can't put the hurting on you with 5 ounces is just silly. Let's see where this is at. 9.4. This dude's shop, I think, is currently just totally out of stock. I'm not sure. That's the problem, is they like disappear from Etsy. It's not like eBay where you can go find the shop, although it's just as hard on eBay. I did a video. Let me go find the video really quick. Don't freak out on me, guys. Don't bail on the video. The sap videos don't get a whole lot of traffic, but I think that they're very cool, and I like showing off a little bit of a more eclectic take than the same people over and over and over and over. This is an oxblood tomahawk sap made of leather with a leather core and 8.5 inches length. Comes with a wrist strap that is 5 3/4 inches, filled with stainless steel BBs, the weight of 9.6 ounces. Yeah, so this one, there's always, you could, chop someone. I could have gotten it like this, but I actually do like when the lanyards come out the back. But the striking face of this is pretty brutal, honestly. It's like another little pocket hammer. I really like the coloring on this one. Very cool stuff. This is from Asheville Leathercraft out of, I think, Asheville, North Carolina. I'm not real positive. Let me go pull up his thing. All of these I've done individual reviews on. In a second I'm gonna weigh this guy, and then we're gonna pull out the Boston Saps and Blackjacks, even though I feel like they're overrepresented in the world in general. Maybe I won't find it, but I think I will. I think I will find it. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. Don't flee the channel in droves. Don't do it, guys. Anyway, his is on here somewhere. It's on my channel. It's just not coming up. Sometimes my channel, YouTube is just not really that intuitive to use. If you really want to understand why it's hard to pull something up mid-video, or why you'll hear streamers curse it, it's because it's not that awesome. Hang on. I'm going to search it. Asheville Leathercraft leather sap. All right, I found it. This is 4 layers, which is nice, of 9-ounce vegan tan leather. I think these guys are just 2. I know these guys are just 2 layers. Size 277 nylon bonded thread. If you go to, it is the etsy.com shop / Aville Leathercraft. If you search Asheville, it'll also come up, I'm pretty sure, on Google. So I really like this guy. An interesting piece. Let me make sure. 12.2 ounces. This is totally unsprung, meaning there is nothing in here. This is just the lead weight at the end, and then this is several layers of leather. It's 4, you can see them all stitched together. And this thing is absolutely brutal. Getting hit with this would be lights out. You would probably die. I mean, it is literally like a hammer. And I've heard that when these break in, they're a lot easier to carry in your back pocket because it molds to your body better as you sit, stand, walk, whatever. So this is the Boston Leather Texas sap. And as you can see, the stitching is rough. I got this for 20 bucks when I was a kid. Not literally a kid, but figuratively. Has it held up? Yeah, I mean, could I hurt you with this? Yeah, probably. It's just not as nice. Is it made in America? I think so, honestly. I just, I think that they're made very quickly and with little regard, unfortunately. This is the kind of a medium size blackjack that Boston Leather used to make. They don't make blackjacks anymore because blackjacks are like basically death on a stick. You know what I mean? But this has a big, as you can see, big coil there and a big lead head at the top. And a retention system that would probably work pretty well. This guy would not be fun to meet in an alley or wherever. I mean, it's no joke. Let's weigh it. 12.6 ounces, so heavier than the Texas Jack. This is actually my favorite. It's like the small version of a blackjack that they make. And it is 7.5. So this one was what? 10, I'm almost 11, 10, and then the sixer's only like 5.5. This is 7.5. The reason I like it is because it's nice and slender, a very reactive and dynamic spring. It's got the lanyard back here, so you could go ham and not worry about dropping it. I guess an idea I'll put out there is this. I was watching something the other day, and they pitched the idea of not pitch the idea, but they were like, treat this leather with beeswax so it stays nice but doesn't lose its rigidity. And I just happen to have a heat gun, and also, oh, I just knocked that. Just knocked it. Let's see if I can bring it back over here. And some beeswax. Why not heat these guys up and some other leather that I have? See how it takes it. It takes it really well. And I don't think I would use the boot beeswax. I have some on the way. I forget the name of it. Just because I know these really need to stay rigid. They, you can tell when it takes it, like the thirsty parts soak it in. But then if you have a nice heat gun, it's totally worth getting. It really is. So many people, I used to be one of them. I used to have a motorcycle I wrenched on. I'm one of those EDC people that has all this weird shit for no reason. Yeah, it's not gonna, because I've heard from that Wrangler guy. He has like 1 million, 2 million channel. He was like, oh, the beeswax from whatever brand that he likes that I ordered, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, it builds up and blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, if he were to crank this gets up to 1,000 degrees and then hit the 2-time fan. It's pretty strong, and it is relentlessly hot. And it is hot to a degree that you will find yourself, because everyone is used to using a hairdryer because they don't want to spend the money on a heat gun. You'll find yourself yelping and yanking your hand back just out of pure reflex, because it is so hot. Like, it is no joke hot. And you can tell that the stuff is just, I love the detail in the leather there. Not like it was hand, well, just hand on, obviously. But you can see this is like from the animal. These all now have like a sheen to them. I wiped off any excess and just tried to do my best to get them all nice and ready for the world. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do these tonight because they're old. I got these when I was 18, so that is now, man, almost 20 years ago. I got them as a bouncer. I never used them. I never carried them. I carried a telescoping baton and sometimes would beat people with it and bust out car windows. But yeah, I mean, the reason I didn't carry these guys, I got them for 20 bucks a piece, was really that I was afraid that I would accidentally kill someone with them. And I mean, with a baton, I felt, and it was an asp, by the way, so it was a really nice one. I still have it. It has like a nice texture to it from busting out windows. I just feel like I could really measure out my force a lot better with a baton as compared to these guys. These guys also look a little bit BDSM-y, even though, I wouldn't let that stop me from carrying it if I need to, but like, this dude is especially mean. The good thing about these is they don't cost very much. You can still get these guys, the Saps from Boston Leather. They're just a little bit harder to get because the people that sell them won't ship to some states, which is super lame. I don't believe in those laws. I mean, it's just pointless. Law-abiding people should be able to be armed. And non-law-abiding. I don't really care. Just be armed. But the point being, it's just a little bit harder to get. And, I mean, the stitching on this guy isn't terrible. I don't think this was made in China. And in fact, I know that their factory is over here somewhere. I forgot where. It's just that, like, in court, if I were to seriously injure somebody, if I show up, I have a weapons belt, I have mace, I have a baton, I have handcuffs, I have a bunch of certifications that don't really mean anything, but would probably get me out of at least some of the trouble if I kill somebody. It just looks more professional and sanitized. Whereas if I could like crack somebody's skull with a sap or a blackjack, and I show up and, the DA's like, Your Honor, he pulverized this man's face to dust with this. Like, they're going to be like, what? However, for personal use, I think that saps and blackjacks definitely have their place. It's not always going to be appropriate or advantageous to stab or shoot someone. You might not want to deal with the heat. And I mean, say if a drunk guy is fucking with you, you might not want to kill them, use lethal force, even though these really are lethal force weapons. I carry mace, so that solves a lot of those problems for me. But I do like these things. I feel like they're cool, very, very neat. I get that they're from a bygone era, as a lot of people say, but like they're also just super badass. I really just feel like they're not from a bygone era. It's just that with mace, with asps, with brass knuckles being more, easy to access, you can get on Etsy and buy acrylic knuckles. It's, these are more for people that appreciate the leather work and the history, but also, if need be, want to cave somebody's head in. A lot of the time, I end up just carrying mace and a fixed blade instead of these guys. Even though I have a permit to carry a firearm, guns are a pain in the ass. I used to be in the Marines as a machine gunner. I'm not afraid of weapons at all. There is no fear of weapons in my heart. It's just that they're a pain. And if I have a couple of drinks, whereas this would set nicely in a jacket pocket, after a couple of drinks, these, a lot of places are illegal. A lot of places they're legal though. But a firearm, I mean, if you're a little buzzed and you kill somebody, if it's even borderline, it's going to be a real bad time. But in any event, I'm not a lawyer. I just figured I would, get them all together, do like a family lineup or the usual suspect lineup, and just let people see what's going on. There's a lot of people on Facebook and on Instagram that are making these things that are very nice. They're also expensive. I think the most expensive thing here was like 94, like this one. These guys were around 70, and these were like 80. So all of these are very nice, and I'm going to link the shops that I can in the bottom. I'll try to also take the time to link the individual reviews as they come up in the video. In any event, that's all she wrote for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. If you're still here, God bless you, and have a great rest of your day. Bye now.